I'm an RV technician and I go undercover at dealerships to review RVs for quality. In today's review, we're going to be looking at a 2024 model year Forest River Salem KQBTS travel trailer. These acronyms, man. So I actually haven't put this RV in my database yet, so I'm going to be using my mobile web app that comes with my RV shopping course to grade this RV as I do the review. First, let's look at the type of water heater they chose. This is a Suburban brand tankless water heater. I give this water heater 10 out of 10 points for quality. Tankless water heaters provide endless hot water and are great if you have full hookups. But if you're trying to conserve water and you turn the water on and off, they actually create cold spots in the water. So just be aware of that when you're selecting the type of water heater, because this may matter for your camping style. To get more tips on what types of appliances and features I recommend based on your camping style, go check out my free quiz on my website. Next, let's look at the type of roof. This is a membrane type roof, which I'm giving 8 out of 10 points. They are more prone to having holes poked by tree branches, so something like a fiberglass roof is going to be more resilient, and I would give a higher score. Membrane roofs can last a very long time if they're well cared for. The other thing you really have to be aware of is that if there's a factory defect of bubbles in the roof membrane, that can result in the entire roof getting ripped off. This is why it's important to have even new RVs inspected prior to purchase. You can find an RV inspector that I trust on my website, rigorrvinspection.com. Next, let's look at the type of slide outs that they put on this RV. These are all actually my favorite slide out, which is a through frame electrically actuated slide out. These, in my experience, are the most reliable type of slide system you can get. I give this 10 out of 10 points. Next, let's look at the type of refrigerator they chose. They put a 12-volt Furrion brand refrigerator in. I'm not a huge fan of 12-volt refrigerators. They seem to have lots of reliability issues. I give this 6 out of 10 points. Also, keep in mind, if you're taking really long trips, a 12-volt refrigerator, if you're running it, can actually drain your battery during transit. Now let's look at the type of air conditioners that they've put on this RV. They chose Coleman Mach, which I give 7 out of 10 points, because as a technician, I've had to replace many of these that lost their refrigerant prematurely. Next, let's look at the cabinet quality. The cabinets are a typical lumber core with a vinyl wrap. The doors is also a lumber core material with vinyl edging. These are really low quality cabinets and doors and are going to be more susceptible to water damage. Total score for these cabinets and doors would be 5 out of 10 points. If you want to learn how to tell which RV cabinets are made of real wood and which ones are the manufactured junk, you should check out my RV shopping course. My RV shopping course covers the quality of all the major components and includes a mobile web app you can use to grade RVs, just like I'm doing in today's review. Next, let's look at the countertops that they chose. And unfortunately, it's got very low quality thermofoil in both the kitchen and the bathroom. I give this 2 out of 10 points. The big thing you have to watch for is if they don't actually caulk correctly between the sink and the countertop, water can get around the edge and cause the MDF that's right under that thermofoil layer to swell up and ruin the countertops. Also, don't set a hot pan on it. It'll melt through it. The frame and suspension on this RV is nothing exemplary. I'm going to give 8 out of 10 points. I would consider this the most basic suspension you can get. And you know, if you're just traveling short distances to a nearby campground that's less than an hour away a couple of times a year, this will probably serve you just fine. Some of my clients are like, yeah, we're going to be only using it for 3 months out of the year, but going between Yellowstone and Maine and Florida, I'm like, that's a lot of miles. If you're going to be putting substantial amount of miles on an RV, then you really want to consider some upgrades to the suspension. Next, let's talk about the plumbing in this RV. And if you're new here and wondering, like, why would I talk about plumbing? It's because somehow the RV industry has convinced us that leaks are normal and bad plumbing is acceptable. Not only do we see at the back of the toilet this bad connection, but on the water heater itself, they used flexible tubing going in and out of it. And they disguised it with this blue and red colored flexible tubing, but it has a braided print in it. It's not PEX, folks. The back of the water heater is like one of the most likely places to start leaking because the water coming out is the hottest temperature right there. It makes this polyvinyl tubing the softest and the most likely to come loose from a fitting and create leaks. I've had to fix so many leaks from this type of connection that I give this plumbing 0 out of 10 points. I really wish manufacturers would stop doing this plumbing. I got an entertaining email yesterday, someone saying that they asked the dealer on a Forest River RV to change the plumbing, and the dealer agreed to change everything above the deck because that was easy to access, but they said it was too hard to pull down the underbelly and replace the lines that went down underneath the travel trailer. But the fascinating thing is that some dealers are actually willing to work with you on this. So don't hesitate to ask your dealer if they will change the plumbing, or ask the RV manufacturer if you can special order one with good plumbing. There are manufacturers that plumb their RVs correctly and others that started doing it badly and then have actually changed because of feedback from consumers. Fit and finish wise, I laughed when I walked in this RV because the glass front of the microwave was laying on the floor. It had just fallen off in transit. I'm going to give this 8 out of 10 points in the fit and finish category. Final score for this RV is a whopping 64 points. But honestly, this plumbing issue is such a huge problem for so many RVers that I give any RV that has bad plumbing an automatic F grade. Would I buy this RV? Not unless you plan to really have it replumbed to avoid water leaks. I mean, it's got such cheap cabinets, it's going to get destroyed by water leaks eventually. Click here if you want to watch me go undercover to review more travel trailer RVs, or click here for a playlist that explains the plumbing problem in detail.